So needless to say, I feel like an idiot with the All-Star Game, of course, being a week after. Easy mistake to make, but in an attempt to take the focus away from my apparent stupidity, we need to talk about a certain fourth liner that it was not only a risk to get him, but now people are calling for Seth Moses to be named captain. That is a very big jump from should I keep him on the team? Not only is it should I keep him on the team, people are calling for him to be named captain. Of course, David Savard has been our captain throughout this entire series, essentially. I think, how soon did we give him captaincy? I don't even remember. But he has been the captain of this team. And we look at player morale. The reason why he's been a captain is you look at team chemistry, locker room chemistry. He is the only person with the leader trait. But Vitaly Abramov has gone back and forth. Patrick Laine back and forth. Stenlund has been listed as a presence before. But Seth Moses is there as a presence. So, I think, I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like I said, David Savard being listed as a leader it's a natural for him to be captain. It's like, do we really change what's working? I mean, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? You guys wanted it. We will see how it works. And actually, I want to look in the AHL if we need to change anybody. JC Donovan's already captain. We have Sven Gortz and Tiny Walton. I don't think Gortz has a letter. Maybe we'll change that over too. But I will go with what you guys suggested. We will name a fourth line enforcer as our team captain. Now, I am a little bit scared. I just really hope Savard doesn't lose the leadership trait. Unfortunately, Ralph Jarrett is really the victim of this. He is going to have to lose a letter. But Seth Moses will be named captain. Laine will be the other alternate. And let's just double check right now to make sure. And he hasn't lost the leadership trait, which is nice. Thank you for giving me captain. Will demanding work for him? Yes, it does. We'll see, guys. We will see what that does. I will have faith in your suggestion and hope that you are just not fucking with me for the sake of fucking with me. But if you are, then that's fucking hilarious. And regardless, we are still the best team in the NHL right now. But let's see. Donovan has a letter. And we actually don't have a second alternate because Luke Glendening has been called up and sent down so many times. So we will give the residents, my favorite player name to mispronunciate. We will give him a letter and see if that works out for him. But as far as making any trades go, as we approach trade deadline day, I don't know if we'll need to. I mean, as it is, the only thing I'm really tempted to do, like the top six is amazing. Absolutely amazing. Alvin Dahlman, I'll keep him, but I feel bad because he should be a second line guy. The only thing I'm tempted to do is maybe even put Passy Hall down on the fourth line and potentially trade Velarde while he still has some value left, because it is very obvious he is not going to become the player that he should have. But before we do anything, we are going to get a little bit more simming done in this episode. We will actually go to trade deadline day on March 1st. So let's see what we can do as we finish up the month of January and move through the entire month of February. We are 34, 6, and 4. This pace will have to start to slow down eventually, or maybe not. Maybe we are that damn good. Let's find out. As it turns out, we are indeed for real. 47, 9, and 5. Now, the Sims started off a little bit rocky. We lost 3 straight games to Washington, Detroit, and Philly, but then we turned it on. We beat Boston. We beat Pitt 9-2. We crushed the Penguins 9-2. Absolutely ridiculous. An overtime or a shootout loss to Ottawa. We get back, and actually that was the last time we lost, was that shootout loss to Ottawa, including an 8-0 win over the Blackhawks, who could be a playoff team. This team is absolutely ridiculous, and barring a miracle, should go down as the best team we have ever put together, surprisingly, or at least the most successful team. We have 21 games left, and it's unbelievable. It is absolutely unbelievable. Look at the advantage. We are 25 points up on the Islanders for a division that has been so goddamn hotly contested throughout this entire series. The first 6 seasons, everybody had a chance. We're just miles ahead, just blowing everybody else out of the water. 22 points ahead of the Avs with the same amount of games played. Absolutely insane. So I don't know here, as we stopped just a few days short of the deadline. The only thing I could really think of is just maybe getting a bit more depth and bringing in some guys and putting them down on Cleveland in case we need them. Of course, we have $8 million available to us, and we have some contract spots. I believe it's actually 47 because we have players down in junior. Actually, only one player. That would be Ritu, who is actually up to was he always a 71? I don't even remember at this point. So now I'm just trying to decide, how do we want to approach this? Because, well, let's take a look really quick at the point totals. The top two lines are set. It's just the third and fourth line that I want to take a look at. Passy Hall, no progression, but he has 27 points. Third liner, actually sometimes a fourth liner. Not bad. Velarde, I'm really not happy with Velarde, but he is essentially friends or has good chemistry with Gerby, Puljujarvi, and Patrick. So should we hold on to him just due to that fact and then get rid of him in the offseason? Stenlund is going to break 30 points again. He's missed some time with injury this year. Vitaly Abramov hasn't done too much on the fourth line. Glenn Denning has actually filled in quite a bit. He's done all right. And Seth Moses, an enforcer, he has more shots than penalty minutes. Something's wrong with that picture. He has more shots than penalty minutes. I don't know if that guess of him shooting up to a 90 overall guaranteed is going to come true there. And you know who you are, who mentioned that. But let's take a look here really quick at the free agent list and at the point totals. I don't know if I want to do anything. I don't want to mess with the current chemistry. I don't know if I have to. So we do have some 81s that we could sign to bring in. Of course, Eddie Lack is our main goalie down in the AHL. We could bring in a backup there as well. But if we quickly take a look at the scoring race, is there anybody available that I could put on the third line? But again, do I want to replace Velarde? Or do I want to keep giving him a chance because we are winning after all? I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. And that's the thing. It's do you mess with the team chemistry when your team is on the verge of just breaking records? It's funny, though. Michael Dowcall is actually still the NHL's leading scorer. We have Puljujarvi. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just looking at players with 1 year left. And the amount that we would have to give up to get them just probably doesn't really make it worth it. Valentin Zykov would be an interesting person to look at. I'll remember him. We have Dmytro Timashov as an expiring deal. Bringing in Zykov and Timashov would be interesting. I think Dahlman's decent enough at faceoffs. We could have a killer third line. Zykov and Timashov. Let's take a look at those two. God damn it. Just to see their value. If it's too much, and Zykov isn't even worth anything, I'm not going to do it. This team's gotten us this far. We're going to stick with them. The last post or last trade deadline, we made moves that bit us in the ass. The only thing I'm going to do is sign another forward, another defenseman, and another goalie just to get some depth. So we have $8 million to spend. It won't be an issue at all. So let's see. Let's bring in Anders Nielsen. Why not, actually? AHL potential's worked out all right. We'll bring in Adin Hill for 1 year. Defenseman, who are we going to bring in here? For 1 season, the rest of the season, we have Murphy, Keaton, Middleton, probably, I think, and Jan Kostelek. And yeah, it is indeed Keaton, Middleton, Trevor Murphy, or Jan Kostelek. We'll bring in Keaton Middleton. Why the hell not? Someone who is a little bit underrated by EA with this sim. What was he? He was a 4th round pick. Yeah, maybe AHL top 2 is a little bit fair. And then forwards. Forwards, we have quite a few options, including Jaden Deschanel, who we had before. Veteran-wise, is there anybody? Patrice Bergeron's a 76 and on the free agent list. Bullshit he is. Bergie, come on aboard. That is ridiculous. That regression is ridiculous. Louis Erickson's a 75 as well. Oh my god, those poor guys, they regressed so heavily. Setaguchi is a 68. Darren Helm's a 72. Oh, that is brutal. That is absolutely brutal. But we will see if we can bring in Patrice Bergeron. I don't know if the Monsters, by the way, it's not looking like the Cleveland Monsters are going to make the playoffs. But we are getting some decent progression, as I will show you. Scouting USD for 1 week. Why the hell not? I want to see if we can sign Eddie Lack. Missed a couple of games with injury. We'll get him back in a moment. Yes, I know the trade deadline's coming. Bergeron is here. Middleton's here. And Adin Hill has signed as well. But quickly taking a look at Cleveland, as you can see, not too far out of a playoff spot. 6 points. So maybe, just maybe, these reinforcements will do enough. But in the meantime, oh, and before I forget too, the upgrade and maintain, just because some people might still be questioning that, my tactic now is just to get everything to 5-star, which the only thing we can't get to 5-star right now is club seats, because you have to do that in the off-season. So I'm saving money, we'll upgrade it in the off-season, and then we'll repair everything with the leftover money. It's a flawed system because of how quickly things break down. So I'm just seeing what works. So you'll see that red 8 up there for the rest of the year. But anyway, getting back into the sim, we are going to go through the rest of the season. I'm not even going to go to April 1st. We are going to finish the season because this episode's getting a little bit long. We'll finish the season, take a look at some stats, and that'll be it for this episode. What will the magic number be? How many wins will this team finish with? Let's find out. It seemed inevitable that we would win 60 games. Unfortunately, we have fallen just short. 59, 17, and 6. 124 points on the season. I'm very disappointed to have not hit that 60 win total, which, my God, that says a lot. I'm pretty sure this is still the best a team of mine has ever done here on YouTube. I know I mentioned Vancouver a lot, but I still think 59 wins is the best we've ever done. I don't think we beat 60 wins with Vancouver. We might have. I can't remember, honestly. It was a while ago. But overall, we stumbled a little bit. We did stumble a little bit. Overall, it's an amazing season. We stumbled a bit, though, in the month of March. Another 3-game losing streak, Arizona, Calgary, and San Jose. Then we lost to Pittsburgh, Washington, New Jersey, Minnesota, and Carolina at the very end of the month. We went 4-1 in the month of April with a loss to Pittsburgh, who are a very, very good team. Unfortunately, too, as you can see, Cleveland 32, 31, and 10. They once again missed out on the playoffs. So an amazing season. Disappointed with the finish. I wanted to see 60 wins, but 124 points. 124 points. Think about that. What an amazing year. We won our division by, 28 points? If my math is terrible, 28 points, was it? Ridiculous. Absolutely insane. And we beat Toronto by 20 points for the President's Trophy. Fuck you, bud. Fuck you, Toronto. Fuck that. They'll beat us in the playoffs. And speaking of the playoffs, my God, I'm not looking forward to this, because this sets us up for the ultimate disappointment. You cannot win 59 games and miss out on the, or not miss out on the playoffs, but underperform in the playoffs. And I am very much afraid that that could actually happen. But as we look at the point totals here, Puljujarvi and Laine both eclipse 70. Seth Jones and Nolan Patrick both with 69 points. It drops off a bit from there with Pete Gerby having 56, which is pretty damn good for a 90 overall 20-year-old player. You look at I'm not even going to name the plus minuses. Just look at them. Ralph Jarrett finished with 54 points. You guys made that's the thing. That's why I trusted you guys with Seth Moses. Easy for me to say, is because Ralph Jarrett. I will never underestimate high AHL value again, because he had 21 goals, 33 assists, and 54 points. That is unbelievable. He outscored Matthew Tkachuk, which is very scary because Matthew Tkachuk had a really off postseason last year, and we need him to do well. Jaspers with 46 points. Kevin Stenlund, 35. Not too bad. He also missed 4 games. Passy Hall, only 31. Chychrun with 27. Alvin Dahlman, that's one thing I didn't mention. He missed basically the entire end of the season. He pretty much the second we started simming beyond the trade deadline, he was hurt. He missed a lot of the season. Very disappointing for him. Abramov gets over 20 points, which is not terrible. Velarde, 17 points. I think he's on his way out after this season. We'll hope that he can be a playoff hero of sorts, but with a 69 poise rating, I don't know if that's going to happen. He's been a bust. He has, and he has to go unless he can really prove himself here coming up. Luke Glendening played 38 games. He had 9 points. And then Moses, 81 games played, only 4 points, only a 73 as well. Let me know. Should I stick with Moses as the captain and give it back to Savard for the playoffs? And you also see some of the players that had a few games played due to injury. Taking a look, though, at the goaltending, 61 games for Joonas Korpisalo, 40 wins, a 205 goals against average with a 923 save percentage, and 6 shutouts. And then Ty Edmonds, 24 games, a 167 goals against average, 19-3, and of course he had some relief appearances clearly with a 937 save percentage and 5 shutouts. An unbelievable year for him. The shutout leader is actually something I want to take a look at, and it was Evan Fitzpatrick and Louis Domingue. Save percentage-wise for starters, I mean, Ty Edmonds had the best save percentage in the league. Not exactly a starter. I would qualify Dmitry Nikolishin as a starter, but not too bad. Korpisalo here towards the bottom of the top half of the list. A weird way to put it. But a great year for both goaltenders. I do wonder, though, maybe Ty Edmonds has an outside shot for Rookie of the Year. Total points, Michael Dalcall led the league, which is pretty rough to see, but in a way kind of validates. I do need to double check to see how Vancouver did. In a way kind of validates that trade because they do have Dalcall. They had Erik Karlsson on the back end, of course, but Dalcall and Pete Gerby would have been one hell of a pairing. But as you get a look at the leading scorers, really, I mean, we have quite a few players up there in the top half. But quickly, let's take a look, see where Vancouver finished, and then we will find out who we play in the first round. Vancouver finished as a playoff team. When we made that trade, were they listed as rebuilders? Because if they were, we both teams clearly benefited from that. So I feel a little bit better about that trade, as unrealistic as it was. But yeah, let's find out. Who do we play in the first round of the playoffs? Moment of truth. Who's it going to be? And we passed both of our goals, which is nice. We'll get a little bit more money. It is going to be the Washington Capitals. We've played them quite a few times, and we will play them once again. It's Toronto, Carolina, Tampa, and Boston. Us and the Caps, and the Islanders, and the Penguins. That is it for this one, guys. Of course, let me know. Give me any feedback down below. Positive, negative, constructive. It's all good regardless. And let me know, too, what should we do with this team? I think this is the lineup I want to roll with, but let me know. You guys saw how Velarde did. What should we do? I mean, obviously Moses is here, and he'll be on the fourth line. But should we make any lineup changes? Should we do anything, or just let it go and see what happens? In the AHL, by the way, we do have some decent depth. Tambellini, and actually if we go best line since their season's pretty much over, Tambellini, Kallio, Donovan. Defensively, you got Paliota, Wood, and Keaton Middleton. The goaltender, of course, Aiden Hill, is there in case we need a backup. Fingers crossed, no injuries to any of our goaltenders or really any of our players this year. Let me know down below, guys, what we should do. As always, thank you so much for watching. Support my channel in any way you deem necessary. And I will see you in the next one. The Season 7 playoffs begin. Let's see if we end up... I don't want to jinx it, but it's win the cup or it's a disappointment, and we will see if we can. I'll catch you guys next time.